So I want to talk to you now about converting your MLA formatted and documented essay into an APA style essay. MLA is the Modern Language Association. APA is the American Psychological Association. And so these are just two organizations that have different styles for papers that are written for them. And so your classes are likely to ask you to use one or the other. MLA is what we typically use in humanities, so in English classes, art, music, literature classes. APA is often used in the social and behavioral sciences, so in psychology or sociology, anthropology, those kinds of classes, maybe even history, you might be required to use APA. Also, our health sciences programs at BCTC ask you to use APA style, and so that's why we teach it in English 101 or English 102. And so I'm introducing it to you in case you are not taking English 102. That way you will at least have been exposed to it and know what it requires. So I want to walk you through some different things and show you around a little bit. So I'm going to begin by opening a Word document. And so I'm going to just go to my open Microsoft Word, and in Word I am, instead of using the blank document, I am going to search for, and actually I'm not seeing my option here to search, so I want to create, there we are, search for an online template. So I'm going to type in APA style and then just search, click on the magnifying glass, and it pulls up both an APA style report and an APA style paper. So I'm going to select this APA style paper and then ask it to create that, and then from there I'm going to create my paper for you, with you watching me. So this looks very different from the MLA style. You see that there is a running head up here, and that it already has page numbers put in that header, that it has a space here for the title, it has a space for the author's name, for the institutional affiliation, and if we keep going, for some notes about the author, if you had to provide information there, and you won't, so we'll just delete that. And then as we continue, you see that that running head is here. It doesn't have the words running head anymore. It just has whatever you put here. So you're going to, again, I'm going to come back and show you how to do this, but that will show on every page along with the page number. On the second page of your paper, you're going to have an abstract, and that's just a summary of your paper. And so you're going to need to write that. And then we get into the actual text of the paper, and so the title will reappear here just as you had typed it on the first page, on the title page. And you are not likely to use any headings in your paper. So again, I'll show you what to do with all of that as we keep going on through. Then there is a references page. Again, in MLA version, that was called Works Cited, and so this is where you'll copy your information from your Works Cited page and paste it here on this page titled References, and then correct the formatting of those. And then the rest of this you are likely to just delete. So make sure you do that. Make sure you remember that everything after your references page needs to be deleted. You're not likely to have any footnotes or any tables or charts or figures. And so you'll delete all of that. So let's come back here and get started on this. So I'm going to click here in the running head So I have to double click in this just to get into the header. And then when I click once, you see it selected only that title section. And that's all you want to correct. That's all you want to change. And so this has a shortened title. So if you have a very lengthy title, you need to shorten it so that it is shorter than 50 characters. Likely your title is already shorter than 50 characters. And so I'm going to use, and you see that it's in all caps. So I'm going to use why cigarettes should be banned. Okay. All right. Or maybe I wanted to even just call it, the title of my paper, Cigarettes Should Be Banned. Now watch what happens when I scroll down to page 2. That's going to remain with just that header showing cigarettes should be banned. And that's going to be at the top of every page. I don't have to do that because it formats it itself. If I use the words running head, all right, I leave those on the first page. I just correct that. So the next thing that's selected is my title. And because my title is not any different from what I put in my running head, I'm just going to repeat that. But you see here, it is not in all caps. It's not italicized. It's not in bold. It's not in quotation marks. It's just the title. Next, it asks for the author's name or names. First, middle, initial, and last. And if you have any kind of credential, any kind of degrees or anything that would come after your name, you would omit those. And so when we click on these, we see it's just the author's name. So I'm going to put my name, and because I typically use my middle initial because it's my maiden initial, there we go. And then I'm going to put my institutional affiliation with Bluegrass Community and Technical College, or BCTC. And then because I don't need to add any other notes about myself, I can delete this. All right, next I come to my second page, and here it says abstract, and when I click, it selects that entire paragraph, and so I'm ready to start. You see that it's not indented. Why? I don't know. It's just not. So pay attention to those kinds of details because they're all provided here for you. So it says it should be one paragraph between 150 and 250 words. It's not indented. Section titles are not considered headings. They don't use bold. So everything is just formatted the way that you need it. And so I would begin my paper, and I would probably begin with actually with my thesis statement. And so I would say that cigarettes should be banned because they are harmful in many ways. You know, one way they are harmful is to the smoker. And then I might add an additional sentence from that body paragraph. And then I would move to my next body paragraph. And these are my 3 points. Another way cigarettes are harmful is to the secondhand smoker. And then I would include a sentence to explain that. And then I would have my third way and explain that third way that cigarettes are harmful, and that's to the environment. And then I might mention some of the opposing perspectives and then what's wrong with them, why they are weak, why they are incomplete, and then any point that I make in my conclusion, and I would just create a paragraph out of all of that information. And there is my abstract. Then I would delete this next piece because I'm not going to be using any keywords and then I go from here. So now I'm ready to add my title again, and that was cigarettes should be banned. Again, nothing special in the way that the heading is treated. Not in all caps, it's not italicized, it's not in quotation marks, it's not bold. And then I'm ready to start typing the paper. The body of your paper uses a half-inch first line indent. It's double spaced. APA style does all these different things. And so at this point, I am ready to capture, to select and copy all of the text from my MLA version paper and just paste it in right here. So I might select all of this if I wanted to. I could go ahead and select all of this through the end of the content for the body of the paper and just paste it in there. Just paste it in, okay? I'm going to have to come back and edit it, but I can just paste it in. And then I would come to my references page and I would do the same thing. I would copy the text from my MLA version works cited and just copy that entire page except for the heading, except for the words works cited, and I would paste those items in and then come back and edit them. So the next video will walk you through how those edits get made, what they need to look like, what you need to pay attention to. And so you will make edits to every reference in your paper to one of your sources. And you'll do that in a very precise way because APA uses a different approach from MLA. And then you will also edit your references page, each of these references, and you can see just how it has it here that the last name comma initials rather than name, and then a period, and then the year, or if it is a publication from a particular day, the year, comma, and then the month and day, in parentheses, period, and then the article title, it's not in quotation marks, and then the journal title or the source that it came from, and then other information. And so if you have used the library to create your citations for you, you can go back and look up those individual sources, ask for the citations in APA style, and then copy them and paste them in here. Otherwise, I would copy my works cited page and paste it in, and then go through and make the adjustments based on what the instructions in the various handouts in the folder walk you through.